Hey guys, it's anyway so touching grass edition number 2. Already messed up. I'm in England. I'm in London. I'm in Hyde Park in London, and I am recording another episode of the podcast. There's someone behind me sunbathing. I hope they are okay with a very, very blurry miniature version of them in the shot. There's also a helicopter just driving around, flying around, hovering around. There's a carnival happening a couple blocks away, which I didn't know about, because I always choose to record at the best possible times. Sirens, honking, someone getting murdered. It's always a good idea for me. I think I hear a duck. And there's also a bird somewhere around here. But, I'm in nature, and that feels good. It does feel good to just hear all that and then not be switching between 16 different applications on my phone. Just listening to half a song, going to a stream, watching a YouTube video, and then 2 minutes into the YouTube video, clicking on a YouTube short because you're like, oh, that actually also looks funny. I should look at that. I'll go back to the video in a second. But that's my life, dude. I mean, I have a pretty bad ADHD. Not pretty bad. I have bad ADHD. I think some people have it like to a debilitating degree where they have to take medicine for it. I don't like taking it because it makes me feel like a part of myself got scooped out of my brain, and I'm not really there. So. Anyway, I have ADHD, but I really think ADHD is a product of phones. Like, it existed before, but how are you supposed to combat being able to look at 16 different, legitimately interesting things a second? I can't. I don't have the free will. I can't do. There are not enough cold plunges and intermittent fasting and ketones for me to inject into my brain. And there is not enough Jocko Willink to tell me not to watch 3 streams at a time and a YouTube short video and play Clash Royale on my phone. And be folding my laundry and eating something at the same time. I don't have it. I'm not that guy. I'm okay saying that. I'm not that guy. I'm not the hyper focused. I should do focus maxing. You know how they have like looks maxing and surgery maxing? I've been talking to this girl who's very, very online, and she uses all those terms. It's pretty funny. Honestly, I'm like being introduced to a completely very online part of the internet that I didn't know about, which has been fun. But yeah, there's something called surgery maxing, looks maxing. And then people go to the extreme and they're like fart maxing, which I guess is just eating so much stuff that you're just farting nonstop. That's crazy. There's like a video on fart maxing. I would look it up if we weren't outside and I had internet. It's some guy being like, eat 15 eggs and then also broccoli and also Brussels sprouts and throw some kefir and yogurt in there as well, and then just absolutely just be nuking everyone that walks by you, nuking your room. If you want to peel the paint off your walls, just fart max for a couple of days. Insane. But I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good today. It's sunny out. I'm in the park. This is nice. But generally okay. Not great. When people are like, "Oh, how are you feel?" I know what people are doing when they say, "How are you doing? How are you feeling?" But they really just want you to say, "I'm good." They don't want you to actually say, "I'm all right. It could be better. Not feeling great. Kind of lost, if you want me to be honest. 33, don't really know what I'm doing." They don't want to hear that. They want to hear, "I'm good, bro. Work's good. Everything's good. What's going on with you?" That's all they want to hear. And I get it. It's cultural and it's a social norm that we just do. But part of me recently, like, if it's someone I'm even genuinely close to, if they're like, yo, how are you? I'll be like, I'm okay. I will not say I'm good. I will not say I'm great. I'll be like, I'm okay. And then I won't even, like, push it farther than that. I'm just being honest. I'm all right. I'm okay. You know, life's going. And then you can tell that they're like, do I really want to? And I actually don't want them to investigate. I'm just sick of lying and saying, like, I'm great. And, you know, everyone's, Tony Robbins and all of them are like, you got to say you're good even when you're not good, because, like, that'll train you and tell you got to talk to yourself and tell yourself that you are doing good, because then you will realize the reality that you've seen and created in your head. And it's like, yeah, but also, dude, I'm tired. So let me just say I'm okay, and then we can talk about fart maxing. We can talk about some online video, any of that shit. I'm a little tired of just lying about how I'm feeling to make the other person feel better and not feel inclined to ask me more questions. Just a little tired of that. I'm not horrible. If I was horrible, you'd know. I'd be bleeding, bruised. I probably wouldn't be getting coffee with you because I'd be horrible. I'd be in bed or working 3 jobs. Or, in Gaza. But yeah, I'm okay. And you can ask someone, sometimes I'll be like, are you sure, dude? Like, what's going on? Everything good? But I don't think most people want to do that. And that's fine. Sometimes, again, the other person is tired too. They're dealing with their own shit, so they're like, I don't want to ask how this person is doing, because then that's gonna be emotionally draining for me, and then I don't have time to deal with my own shit. Even though I do that, because sometimes when you help other people with problems, it distracts you from your own, and then you're like, okay, at least I helped someone else. Anyway, diversion. I am feeling. London has been nice. I really like it here. Don't know if I'd move here, but I was thinking about it. It's quiet, good. I have not done the accent while I've been here in London, and I'm so proud of myself, because as an American, I don't know what it is. It's in our blood to just see as an American, it is in your blood to see the first English person, and like you visit England and the first English person you see, you just want to be like, hello, it's Tuesday, ain't it? And then make that person hate you. I think we're slowly making English people try to stage another revolutionary war against us to take us back because of how much we mock them. Just, first of all, the accent's sick. Just going to say. You're mocking them because the accent's good. American English is very middle, normal. Even me saying normal, but like, come on. There's a reason why they make all elevated people in, you guys hear that bird? All elevated people in movies and TV shows have an English accent, because it's not normal. It sounds elevated. It sounds important. That's why, that truly, to me, everyone's always like, oh, why do they make people in the past speak in English accents? Why do they make, why do they make any story, Why in fairy tales do they always speak with an English accent? Why does all royalty speak with English accents? Because it sounds better. That's why. Because it sounds elevated. It makes you sound smarter. It makes you sound like you've read more books, even though you potentially haven't. It just does. That's why Game of Thrones was all in an English accent. You better chill, bird. And the bird has an English accent too. Chip, 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 go get a cuppa. But that's not even how, Also, most English people, it's very, very subtle. Anyway, that's why Game of Thrones is in an English accent. That is why I think the elves in Lord of the Rings have English accents. It sounds more polished. It's like you took the English language and then you sprayed it with Windex and you're like, oh, shiny. It's shiny English. A British accent is shiny English, okay? It was a window. It had some dirt on it. That's an English person being like, "Yo, what's up? Hey, pay this toll." Hey, would you like fries with that? That's an English. That's a regular American standard English accent. And then someone whoosh, 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 puts a little bit of Windex on it, and they rub it with a microfiber cloth that you got 5 for $10 on Amazon, and then it's nice and shiny. And they're like, "Is that all? Is that all for you, love? Would you like anything else? Hey, have a good day, though, ain't it? You're looking beautiful today, aren't you?" That's it. And then when you put put some fresh paint on the window, and then it's like, welcome to, what was that? Welcome to Buckingham Palace. Hello, welcome, Mr. President. I don't know what is happening with my accent. I know how to do the proper posh British accent. It's hard though when I don't have the headphones in, but you guys know what I mean. Hopefully I got enough of that for a clip, because I feel like that's a decent bit. English, but yeah, UK English is just shiny American English. That's what it is. It sounds better. It makes things more interesting. That's why it's in all TV shows, and it's the best version. I mean, that Scottish English is crunchy English. Irish English is obviously drunk English, and these fucking birds. Maybe that's them clapping. Maybe that's laughter, dude. I'm getting laughter on the podcast from the birds. But that's what it is. And if you disagree, and Southern English, it's stupid. And I don't actually agree with that all the time, but you can't always control how you're perceived. And that's how Southern English is perceived. I'm sorry. If you're from the South in America, people just think you're dumber. And, recently, have they been doing a lot to combat that stereotype? Not really. But it's not all, there's a lot. I feel bad for the people that are in the South that are like, I'm educated, dude. Like, I'm not one of those hicks. Also, hicks rule, dude, honestly. I mean, not maybe how they vote, but when you hang out with them, if you want to have a good time, you should hang out with a redneck. He's going to do some insane shit. All right? They're going to have a truck. It's going to have wheels that are too big. It's going to have a giant engine, and they're going to jump it over something. Hanging out with a redneck or a hick or someone in the South like that is going to be sick, dude. You're going to get drunk. You're probably going to go fishing, but like not with a line, with like a bear trap or just a gun or a grenade or some shit. Dude, it's going to be fun, I'm telling you. And there are hicks of all shapes and sizes, okay? Because I know some people are like, oh, well, just white people can do that. No, bro. You can go to the South. You can find POC rednecks, and they also rip it. They rip it harder even. Then you get some POC rednecks and some regular rednecks together, or some and some. Yeah, I mean regular rednecks are white people. That's what they're called. That caught myself for a second. I was like, whoops, but no, that's completely abnormal. You get some POC rednecks. Bro, what is going on with my speech? You get some POC rednecks and you get some white rednecks, and you get them together, and dude, it's gonna be. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a story. Is all I'm saying. You're gonna go fishing for catfish with your arm. That's something they do. They literally catch the fish on their arm, and it's at nighttime, and all they have is flashlights and shit. Crazy. They're also all blacked out, most likely, when they do it. And then you're going to drive home in their Ford 850 running on diesel, and there's going to be flags hanging out at the back of it. And look, don't look what's written on those flags, dude, because it's nighttime. It doesn't matter, but just enjoy it. You'll be in the bed of a truck, and maybe you'll have a girl next to you that's got some Daisy Dukes on, and you'll be like, hell yeah, man, I'm proud to be an American. And then you'll wake up the next day and they might say some shit that you don't really agree with. And you go, hey, it was really nice to hang out with you, Skeeter. I got to get out of here. Nice meeting you, Cletus. You're a good guy. Or they might surprise you. They might be like, we're not that different, you and I. They're trying to pull us apart. All of a sudden he starts hitting you with like marks and angles. He's like, it's not race. He's like, it's not racial. It's class warfare is what they're doing. They're trying to pull you and me apart. But I know it's 1% up there. That Bernie fella, I like, Bernie had a lot of good things, My biggest piece of contention with him was that he is a Jew, but besides that, he can't help it. He was born that way, just like trans people who also deserve rights. It's like you're like, dude, where are we going with this? All over the place. People will surprise you. They'll be simultaneously progressive and like a racist and prejudiced at the same time. It's crazy how someone can in the same sentence be prejudiced and progressive. It is the human condition. It does kind of make you believe in humanity a little bit. But yeah, oh man, this is a good episode. I feel it. The coffee's hitting. I had breakfast. I had English breakfast, and so I'm firing on all cylinders except for the fact that I can't speak. And except for the fact that now I'm nervous. Did I press play on the YouTube? But I'll check. Most of you guys are listening anyway. Let's see. Hold on. Yep. How many times have I done that on the show? 6? Where I'm like, did I press play? So let's see. So I got to London. I flew in on a red eye. That fucked me up. I've been jet lagged for like 3 days. I tried to sleep on the red eye. Maybe got 3.5 hours of sleep. Maybe woke up. Mouth was the Sahara. Woke up. Mouth was the Sahara. Man, when you're on a plane, you get so dehydrated. The liquid is sucked from your mouth. You're desiccated. You're a desiccated root, dude. You are. You're those little sponge animals that they would give to kids that they're like, throw it in water and watch that it gets 20 times as big. I was one of those, and you wake up and your breath smells like shit, like dry mouth. Oh my God. My mouth was dry when I was saying that, so I drank. Your mouth is dry. And so you're talking to the flight attendant like, oh, yeah, could I get a little bit of water and also a coffee? And then you drink the coffee immediately, and it's like 3 ounces, so you ask for another. It's like it's in this much of a cup, so you feel bad. You ask for more. You always feel like, what is his name? I almost said Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Charles Dickens, whatever. Please, sir, can I have some more? Please, can I have some more free coffee? Some more free instant coffee that I know you had in that little container that I know you guys don't clean. Please, can I have some more instant coffee? You've already put me in the back of the plane and you made me board last because I paid for the cheapest ticket, and now all of a sudden airlines treat everyone that pays the least amount like absolute poor pieces of peasant shit. Please, can I have some coffee? I know you guys don't serve food anymore, even though it's an international flight, because you're trying to save on that. And you don't I can't check a bag for free anymore, but can I please have some free coffee? And some water as well? Please, miss, I'm begging ya. My mouth is dry. My mouth's so dry, I need help. I'm dehydrated. I bought some water, boy, and I'm going to put in the water, but I need some water for it first, because I wasn't responsible and I didn't get a bottle of water before in the airport. But it's not even about me being responsible. Honestly, it's because a bottle of water is about £8, and I don't want to pay that. That's the realness. If you want me to be real with you, with you, I just don't want to pay £8 for that. So I'm coming to you for some more porridge, some more. Anyway, that's what you feel like. But you ask them, because I got no shame. I'll ask for 3 cups of coffee. I don't care, dude. I know they don't care. Flight attendants don't care, man. It's like when you're at Chipotle and you ask for more rice. That person doesn't care. They're not Mr. Chipotle. They're not working there. Give me more rice, dude. Give me more beans. Your manager's not over over your shoulder. He's not gonna grab you by the throat and be like, "What the fuck? You just give them more rice? How to into the serving them the correct amount of food cage? Go down into the basement. How dare you mess with our bottom line? Our investors are gonna be furious." They're not. There's a couple birds over there. They're not doing that, dude. Just give them more rice, give them more beans. Meat, I get it. You know, that's where the margins are slim. But rice, bro, rice is 6 cents for 58 pounds. Like, you're fine. But I landed, took the tube to my friend's place. I'm staying with my friends, in their apartment, staying on the couch, which is fine except for the pillow is the hardest pillow I've ever had, and so my head is like up when I'm sleeping. But obviously, I'm not going to complain. They're giving me a free place to stay. But their bathroom is connected to the room, and so it's connected to the room. So like, I can't go in the middle of the night. I know that they say I can go, but I'm not going to get up and go take a loud ass piss in the middle of the night, or worse, have to take a shit in the middle of the night. And I just know, and there's no fan in there. Dude, if you create a bathroom and you don't put a fan in there, you should be executed. You should be sent to jail. You should get your contractor's license revoked. Bro, what are you doing? How dare you? Do you have no empathy? Do you not understand what it's like to be a human being when you go to the bathroom and you need to turn the fan on? 1, so people can't hear. And 2, so it doesn't smell. You know? Oh, there's some people behind me. They got a dog. Can you guys see the pigeon in the background? Look at that. Even their pigeons look more proper here. They got like a white collar. It looks like he's got a collared shirt on. Very proper pigeon. Please, could I have some crumbs? Excuse me, governor. Can I have some crumbs, please? I know you're over here recording the podcast. Can I have a bit of your crumbs? I'm just trying to do my part and clean up for the Queen. I mean, I'm just an insane person in the middle of a park, pretty much talking to myself. And I could just say, or imagine the camera and the recorder aren't on, and I'm just fully like, is it just for me? Because I say that, but also, oh, there's 2 of them. Look. Oh, this guy's kind of looks like he's like, dude, he's vibrating. You guys can't see, but his like body is vibrating. If they fight right now, either he looks horny or he's going to fight. Dude, that is guy brain in me. Watching animals fight. As a guy, watching animals fight is probably the best thing in the world. And I know maybe it's not the best thing, but I'm being honest. All right, and I know it's maybe not the most civilized thing, but when you see 2 animals fight, I'm so hype. No matter what. Oh my God. Bears, apes, dude, even squirrels. I'm like, yeah, get that motherfucker. I don't even know which one did what. I'm like, yeah, fuck his ass up. Come on. Don't. And then I'm like, let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Yeah. Those are your nuts, bitch. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. And then I go over and I dap the squirrel up. Just watching dude. Like, I think I saw a cut of like dinosaurs fighting, and I like literally wanted to go to the gym after. I was hype, and that's just the male condition, all right? And I'm not afraid of it, and I'm not ashamed of it. I see that, and I get like a surge of adrenaline, and I go, let's go. Don't feel that way when I watch war scenes, by the way. Because I just think about how all those men are 22 years old and they're dying for absolutely no reason. But that's part of getting older, is you watch war films and you're like, this is sad, dude. This fucking sucks. But animals fighting, yeah, they're also not dying usually. Animals fighting, oh my God, amazing. Like, I wish I wish it was ethical to make to have UFC, but like for animals. It's not. I wouldn't go. You know, I definitely wouldn't go. I definitely wouldn't pay a lot of money to go to that. But then when people ask me, I would be like, absolutely not. I did not go. That's very unethical. I definitely wouldn't watch videos online in my room, close the door, lock it, turn all the lights off, because I think someone's watching me. I definitely wouldn't sign up for a VPN just so that I could go on it and not have my browsing history tracked, so I could watch bears fighting, possums fighting, a rhino fighting an alligator. I mean, that sounds so cool. Fuck. Sometimes you hate being a guy and sometimes you love it. And talking about that, I do love it. I love that. But so got to London, walked around. Let's see, Thursday was fine. I did a show. I thought I did pretty well. I had a good show. Didn't hear back from them, so that feels good. But I had a good show. I did a good job. I did better than most people on the show, which I'm just gonna say, proud. Did it, crushed it. Gonna start, well, hopefully start touring one day. Hopefully, this podcast will get big enough that I'll be able to start touring, and then that place will ask me to come back. I won't have to beg them for slop. I'll be like, yeah, I'm here. Give me the room. And they'll be like, the place, yeah, come. Oh, there's 3 pigeons now. Some of his ops. Please, yeah, come. Please perform for us. Make us money. So that was good. Let's see, did I didn't get any good food that night? No. I was jet lagged though, dude. I took a walk at like 2 a.m. just enjoying a city, because I do think walking around a city at night, like when no one's out, is the best time. It's better than the morning. If you want to really see a city and the beauty of it, walk around at like 2 a.m. if the city is safe, obviously. Walk around at 2 a.m. and everything will be quiet. Everyone's asleep. You get to just appreciate how the city looks, the energy of it. It's really nice. I like doing it. Look at architecture. You can like take pictures and not feel like someone's watching you take pictures and calling you a tourist. Because I am a tourist, but I'm just appreciating the city. I'm not being like lame taking a picture of Big Ben, even though I would. It's a giant clock. Of course I like it. I'm autistic, dude. Whoever made Big Ben was an autistic guy, and he made it for other autists, and I'm one of them, and I like it. And I want to see it. And I like the big clock. I look at the big clock, and I go, that's a big clock. I like big clocks. And that's what happens. And I'm okay with that. And you should be too. Isn't it 2 clocks? No, it's a London Bridge, right? Yeah, no, it's 1. I haven't gone there. I haven't done any of that touristy shit. But yeah, I walked around. That was nice. I honestly give myself a pep talk because, like, bro, I just like haven't been, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because I listened to a podcast where someone else talked about not feeling good. And whenever I talk about not feeling good, I always feel like it's so lame. And there's another word I use in my head, but I'm not going to use it here. I'll use it for something else. But also, I'm going to try to get this helicopter out of like the audio. Sorry, guys, but this is what touching grass is that you hear the environment. Let's hold for sound though. Okay, so hopefully I can edit that out. Anyway, could have done that when the podcast was over, but I wanted you guys to feel included. I haven't even said the 347-566-9741. Call the hotline. Ask a question. Ask for some advice. Ask a question. Share a little story if you think it's going to give me something to talk about, and make it 90 seconds or longer. 90 seconds or shorter. Jesus, not longer. If you're have like a really serious question and it's 3 minutes long, that's fine. But try to keep it short. Call that hotline. Tell your friends to call the hotline. You can also text it. And we do have one guy that, bro, and you're listening, and I know you're listening, and you deliver for DoorDash, and I feel for you, but you can't be sending like a bunch of text messages every single week. I'm not going to put it on the show. It's just like, and I know I'm not getting a lot of messages right now, and that's fine. But dude, you're literally just like you're texting me like I'm your homie, which is fine. Well, we're not, but like I appreciate you. But I can't even feature it on the show because you just kind of like here's some of the music we would play when I was on tour with Afro Man, which it's cool, but it's you have to give me something to like bounce off of and talk about. It's more, what's going on in your life, a question about this. Do you feel the same way? Advice, relationship shit, whatever, being a guy advice, that kind of stuff. Not I got kicked out of a hotel for pissing on the floor. Didn't you say that? Maybe you did. I don't know. And some old guy is texting, sending you video messages, and then you're sending them to me. Bro, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see some other crazy old guy, what he sends you. Anyway. But yeah, call the hotline. I appreciate it, but let's be adults about this. Let's be realistic. You know when you're sending these messages, you're like, this isn't gonna do shit. What the hell is he gonna talk about? Anyway, so name of the show. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I've just been feeling like kind of not really directional. I'm feeling okay right now, and I think that's because of caffeine. I've been drinking caffeine to drown the sorrows a bit, and it works. But then after like the third cup, you start to feel like, oh, this isn't really doing anything. I'm just getting anxious. But yeah, man, you hit your 30s, and if you feel like you don't have a clear direction and you aren't building momentum and are building something, especially as a man, it does not feel good. And you start to not waver, but what's the word when you're like in the water and you're splashing around? Well, one of you knows what I'm saying. I'm dyslexic, so I can't think of the word. And I know that's not really dyslexia, but I'm just going to claim it because why that? Flounder. You start to flounder a bit. Trying to grab hold of like anything. And you just got to keep going. You just got to believe in yourself, I guess. I started talking to myself a little bit recently, which weirdly sounds lame, bro, but it does kind of help a bit. You seem like a psycho, but that's why you just put in AirPods and you go, no one's gonna know that I'm giving myself a pep talk. But I've noticed, dude, these fucking... Oh, yeah, there's a laughs from the birds. I've noticed it, honestly, more when I'm on dates with someone that is like my age, because then I start to think about how they have shit going on, and then I'm like, oh, man, if I'm trying to get a girlfriend eventually, like... I kind of feel embarrassed to say what I'm doing because I'm 30, about to be 33, not 25, and it's expected that I have my shit going on. Like a girl is maybe, comedian thing is it's nice, it's charming, it's fun for a girl who's in her 20s, but a girl who's like 32 and wants to have kids and a family, her first thought she's going to have is like, oh, so I'm going to have to kind of support this guy. And that does not feel good. That feels like a little... So that's kind of why I'm like, maybe I just should stay single, because I don't want to have to deal with that. And, I don't want to have to deal with the first 6 months or a year is great, and then all of a sudden we start having conversations about moving somewhere, and then I'm like, well, I can only afford this much. And they're like, well, this sucks. I don't want to... Like, this girl wants to go on a trip with me, and and she makes money, and so the first thought in my head is like, shit, dude, is she gonna want to go to some nice ass resort that's gonna cost me like $3,000, and I'm gonna either have to just suck it up and figure out how to pay for it, or say like, yo, I actually can't really afford that. That's so embarrassing, dude. And I know it's real, and I know people deal with... Okay, this looks like an American pigeon. Oh, dude, look, this actually is an American pigeon. He doesn't have the white collar. He's like, yeah, I'm visiting from New York. I'm just coming over here. I just want to see what it's like in London. Everyone talks about how cool London is, but it's not like Brooklyn. Bad New York accent. I can usually do it. Sometimes when I'm on the spot, though, I can't do... But that's an American pigeon. Anyway, so me just deflecting from having my emotions out in the open. But... do any of you guys get that? Is anyone old enough here to kind of feel that? Because, women have their own thing with having kids and wanting to be successful by the time they're 33, because then they want to have children and everything. But as a guy, dude, it's, you chase your dreams and then it doesn't hit, and then you go, okay, well, I'm already here. I can't really like completely switch. So, I guess I just have to find a person that's okay with that, or just stay single until I'm in my 40s, like Theo Von. Which, I mean, part of it seems, I mean, he's successful. That's nice, but like, I don't know, being single for that long does feel a little bit unhealthy and hard. But so yeah, I've been doing a lot of like second guessing myself, and which you guys have probably seen on the podcast, myself and just like how I am in public, and I'm trying to get better about it and just be like, just to get out of my head and just go like, dude, you know who you are, just be who you are. There's that fucking parrot. Just be who you are, and it'll work out. Because I think when that comes out on the podcast and just being like authentic online, but you overthink it. I overthink how I am so much, and some of you guys, maybe you guys expect that, and some of you don't. But I'll like be in an interaction and then thinking like, is this who I am, really am? That's crazy. I mean, that's just being hyper vigilant and way too aware of yourself. And that might be because I'm like on camera all the time, so I'm trying to like think of the best version of myself. But I feel good today, and traveling here has been nice. But I almost like expected I would be happier traveling here and kind of walking around and experiencing it and doing stand-up, and it hasn't been giving me that like jazz the way I thought it would, which is also weird. You have these expectations and then it doesn't happen, and you go like, oh, some shit must be wrong. Like, what's going on? And I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer, and I'm gonna keep working at it and figuring it out, and that's okay. But just being okay, I think is fine. This pigeon is legit, like, kind of like stepping up to me. Yo, like, hey, he's at the tripod, dude. Like, keep some personal space, homie. What the fuck? Yo, I'm not trying to. Do I have food? Is this what? No, there's no food. Now my ass wants to feed them. Just be old Birdman in the middle of Hyde Park. I wrote some stuff, because what else I did? I got McDonald's last night. That was sick. Sometimes getting McDonald's with your friends is like all you need to do, and it was great. And we got some chicken nuggets and fries, and then we got the green apple Sprite Zero, and it was amazing. And sometimes getting fast food with your friends and just eating it together is the only kind of bonding you need, and it's the best. And you got to eat shitty food, because you bond over shitty food better than really good food. I'm sorry. I think all my best bonding moments with my friends, we were getting Taco Bell at 2 a.m., sometimes drunk, sometimes not, and just all being like, we're little pigs and this is great. And just eating and enjoying it, and just hedonism. Bro, this pigeon. You're fucking up my flow, bro. I'm like trying to... Do you see what's good? I'm trying to like make bits. I'm trying to speak and effectively communicate so that I can clip some of it to the internet, so hopefully some people go, oh shit, that was funny. Let me listen to the whole show. And you're over here 2 feet away from me. Come on. I mean, I bet you he'll peck the mic. Nope, he's mic shy. I don't want to swat at him, because it's like, this is their turf. I did come to their home. This is their hood. This is their barrio. And I'm on the block, bro. I'm in la cuenta. No, I'm in la esquina. Bro, I'm in su esquina, so like, pero yo entiendo, but like, leave me alone. Déjame, por favor. Déjame solo, por favor. So, yeah, McDonald's ripped. Eating fast food with your friends is the best thing. And talking shit, it was great. There was a girl at McDonald's. She was kind of pretty. Smiled at her. She smiled back. I was like, that's all I need. That's all I need for 3 weeks, dude. I don't need anything else. I don't need your number. I don't even need to know, like, just coulda. And I probably couldn't have, but as a guy, you're just like, coulda. I coulda. I still got it. Let's see, what else did I write down? I went to Chipotle. We don't have to talk about going to Chipotle. I landed in London, and I landed in London, and I got comfortable as soon as I saw a crazy guy here. I was like, oh, cool, just like New York. I feel comfortable now. Dude, there's so many pigeons around me. Like, this is actually tripping me out. I mean, we've been talking for 40 minutes. I kind of wanted to do an hour, though. But I landed down, and I saw some guy drink half of a Monster and throw it on the ground and step on it and just litter. And I went, okay, I feel comfortable now. New York City has rotted my brain so much that I don't feel comfortable in another city until I see some crazy people. Because then I go, okay, we're good. We're in the same matrix. This is nice. The software has been transferred over here. This is great. Let's see. Dude, I don't know if I have the energy to talk about performative men, but I should, because that's what's been on the internet. Yeah, I talked about ADHD, people switching. I guess we can talk about We'll end with that. Because the first 40 was just absolute all over the place stream of consciousness, which I enjoyed and had a good time. And now, even though I wish you guys could see, there's about 4 pigeons like right outside of frame all around me. But I'm part of nature now. I'm one with nature. This is touching grass is legit having. I'm just being surrounded by birds. It's a good reflection of like where I am in life. That my only, not even my friends, because they're kind of like, looks like they're going to surround me to attack. But did you guys see that video of the black red pill guy, like the black manosphere guy interviewing the white guy? If you guys haven't, just, I don't know what to look up, but look up interview white guy, do you really talk like this? I think if you look that up, it will come up. But like, or like look up black guy interview, white guy. Honestly, if you look that up, you'll like probably get it, because it's been going super viral, dude. It's been going absolutely dummy viral. Frankenstein viral. Absolutely 3 IQ viral. It's this manosphere red pill guy interviewing this random dude in New York and like asking him leading questions about do you like dating women that make more money than you, or that are successful, or that value money? Like, do you think they're a high value woman? Are you a high value man? Like asking all of those kind of, I don't want to call them dog whistles, but because I think dog whistle is like overused now, and now when I say it, it just sounds like you're over exaggerating, and I think it's also like it always kind of means you're trying to say something like racist. I don't know, I might be wrong, but it always just seems like a like subtle sign of, bro, get out of here. Sorry. It always just seems like a subtle sign to people that consume that content of like, oh, like, okay, we can, like, basically it's like, oh, we can talk shit about women now. We can talk shit about like, I'm a high value man, and this is, this is why I'm like, there are incels and women are shitty, blah, 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 whatever. But dude, this white guy has pushed all white dudes' coolness forward by 1,000 years. It's like flip the switch. This black dude is being an absolute dork, asking this white guy leading questions about women, and the white guy's just like, bro, you really talk like this? What's good? Like, talk to me the way you actually talk. He absolutely embarrasses this dude, suns him to his face, calls him out. He just clowns on him. It's like, yo, talk in your real voice. Like, what are you doing right now? And I have never been so proud of a white dude in my life. I think the last time I was that proud of a white guy was when Armstrong landed on the moon. That's the last time. I almost said Bruce Armstrong. What is his name? It's not Lance. Louis? No. How am I forgetting? I know Buzz Aldrin. Neil Armstrong. The last time I was the last time I was that proud of a white guy was when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. Like, this dude did wonders for white guy coolness. He pushed white guy coolness forward by 50 years, dude. By tenfold. Literally the coolest white guy ever to just be like, yo, what are you talking about, bro? Why are you talking like that? Yeah, I like it when a woman values her career and she makes money. You're a loser. Shut up. Yes, and I guarantee you that guy gets more play than the, not that that matters, but he gets more play than the dude that's asking him questions. You know? Awesome. But that just brought up the whole discourse about, I've just been noticing, like, there's this weird corner of the internet with like incel-y red-pilled guys that talk about hypergamy and how women only date up and how that's why they're like lonely and like all this bullshit, which, you know, the problem with all of that is that there's always like a tiny bit of truth in it, and then it gets completely blown out. And it's also blaming women for not fucking you instead of you just like figuring it out, working on yourself, or just you're realizing that like life isn't fair, and sometimes that's just gonna happen. But I guess I have an audience with this pigeon, and that's fine. I wish it was the English pigeons though, with the collars, and not the New York pigeons. But I guess my people always find me, you know? My people find me. But it's brought up this whole discourse about like, bro, performative men. Have you guys seen this? Like, it's funny to me that women are finally talking about how lame and inauthentic performative men are, because regular dudes have known this for years, bro. Just gonna wait for that plane. If you had asked any regular dude about performative men years ago, they would have said, watch out for those guys. Any guy would tell you to watch out for performative men years ago. You know why? Because we know guys, and we know what they're doing is all fake, and it's just them trying to get pussy. Honestly, and I'm sorry, that is the truth though. It's just a guy. It's the same dudes that use toxic masculinity way too much, like in 2020, and we're posting black squares, and we're going to women's marches and all that stuff. But like, and there are guys that do that who actually believe in it. That's fine. But the dudes that were talking about it, those are the ones you got to look out for. And that's what all this performative men shit is. Shaving a mustache. I'm not one of the good ones. Painting their nails, wearing tote bags, reading feminist literature, all that stuff. Dude, they're just doing it to fuck. That's it. And it's honestly like, look, horny dudes are gross, right? But you know what's worse and more insidious? A horny dude trying to hide his horniness behind a tote bag and a book on Ruth Bader Ginsburg. A horny dude trying to hide it by painting his nails and wearing a bunch of jewelry, so you're like, oh wow, he's in touch with his feminine side. Nah, he's just trying to trick you, because he honestly doesn't have the steez. He doesn't have the riz to just talk to a woman. So in reality, all he can do is be like, God, like normal, like I hate like hyper masculine dudes. You know, like it's so nice being able to just be in touch with my feminine side and like watch girls. And I thought Ocean's 8 was the best of all of them, to be honest. You want to know why? Because there were no men in it like that. And they're doing all of that, and they're doing it all just so that they can fuck you without a condom. That's what's going on. At the end of the day, that's all it is. They're carrying around like, I don't know, a kazoo or something. It's a woman behind me with the dog. And records. Okay, the helicopters are getting very loud. So we might be coming to the end of the podcast anyway. But I wrote a lot of stuff down about this, but sometimes I don't like getting like mad and angry on the show. But it's just like, and then I started going more down this hole where now women are like, everything's a performance. Every part of you is, dude, no. Just being yourself is not I guess if you want to be really general with what the term performance is, but no, it's not a performance. It's just, if you are yourself and what you like, and your first thought is not, is this going to make people like me more? Which is hard to do. We all do that a bit. But if you're like, I just like this, like, okay, I like Seinfeld because I like Seinfeld. I don't like it because I think people will like it. I like working out because I like working out. I don't do it because other people will like me. What's some shit that I do because maybe I dress better because honestly I think it would like because if I dressed like a bum, women wouldn't talk to me that much. That's probably so. That's maybe a little performative, but that's also being realistic. You know? But you can tell when you can tell when a dude is dressing so well, he's doing it because he's trying to get girls. He's not doing it, he's not reading all these menswear magazines and really into fashion for himself. He's doing it because he's a hoe, bro. When I see a guy that has a mustache, has a bunch of rings, painting his nails, and has a shirt tucked in, French tuck with the belt and the nice loose jeans, I go, you're a hoe, bro. I can tell. Real recognize real, dude. You're a hoe. And that's fine. But that you are wearing hoe shit. A guy in that is the same as when you see, I mean, I don't want to make a misogynistic comment, but you know, you see some girl in a certain outfit and you go, oh, okay, like slut. You know, and I don't actually I you know, I try not to really think that, but you just go like, okay, that this person's trying to fuck. That's what it is. And I'm okay with the like talk with, because people think this way. They go, oh shit, that's a hoe. And there's hoes on both sides. It's actually being equitable to call people hoes on both sides. It's not. And here's the problem: if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. Don't try to hide the fact. Don't try to hide your hoe-ness with being alternative. You're just a hoe, dude. That's fine. But you're doing it because you're trying to smash. That's what it is. And girls are finally having a backlash about this, and it's very funny, and it's good. But I've noticed this. I've known this since the day that I saw dudes dressing like this. I go, this guy's a hoe, bro. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He is just acting this way because he's trying to hook up with you. That's what it is. Any of this. He's like, it's like when a guy leaves books out on his coffee table that he knows a girl's going to see and be like, oh, wow, you're reading Machiavelli? I mean, maybe they wouldn't like that, but. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's the guy reading Infinite Jest. It's the guy reading Little Women and it's left out on his coffee table. I honestly think half the time girls would like rather see a picture book on WWE wrestling and go, okay, at least I know this guy is real and who he is. They'd rather see the Navy sheets than they go home and they see a guy with a nice duvet, 6 pillows, white sheets, one of those squiggly mirrors on the wall, and some pictures of like some tasteful pictures of nude women like painted, you know? That's all. I feel like a woman would rather go in and see one poster on a guy's wall and a PlayStation out and go, all right, at least I know at least this guy isn't like trying to pretend to be something else. He is just a man. And I can show him how to be more civilized because a lot of times that's what women do. Like, you know, maybe he's too much into being a man, but the other guys have gone too far into crafting themselves for the female gaze. Those guys are literally going, what is the female gaze like? And let me craft myself to look like that so then I can get more sniz. That's all it is. And they're finally realizing it. And I'm happy because I've never liked those guys because they're inauthentic and because they're trying to those dudes are trying to pretend they don't want to get pussy to get pussy. Do you realize how whack that is? Bro, just be honest. I want the cooch. I like cooch. I like coochie. I like sniz. I want it. And I'm being respectfully. I also want to talk to the woman and you know, understand her. Because that's the other thing. They're like they're trying to get across, oh, I want to know you and talk to you, instead of, in reality, I'm just trying to add to the body count. You know? I'm just trying to feel good. I'm just trying to bag you. But no, I want to hear about you. I'm going to dump some fake trauma so that you feel comfortable, and then you can open up to me, and then you can go, oh, wow, he was real for me. He's different. I can trust him. And then he gets his dick sucked like that. That's real. And I'm going to be honest. This is coming from a guy that has maybe done some of that in his past. Not to the extreme, but maybe not even knowing it and being like, oh, shit, I was being, because it's easy for me to be very, very honest and open and real. And so I think sometimes I've unknowingly done that because I know that it makes people feel comfortable, and then use that to make them feel more comfortable. I mean, I don't even know if that's bad, though, if I'm doing it because I want them just to feel comfortable. And then, no, it wasn't coming from a place of malice. But I knew that this will make them feel more comfortable. And then maybe when I was younger, because I honestly really don't care about having sex right now, which is nice. Because, like, we don't have to go into it. It's 57 minutes and I'm not going to talk about that. But that's why they're doing it. Because they know, they found the cheat code that if you are open and vulnerable and honest, it's like when you're at the gym and you lift a lot and then another dude comes up to you and he's like, yo, great lift, bro. Like, you got good quads. I'm impressed. I want to talk to you. That's what you're doing when you reveal something about your past or something traumatic or vulnerable. A woman is going, wow, he has emotional strength, emotional intelligence. I see his emotional biceps and I'm impressed. And so now I want to show mine and we will connect on that level. That's what it is. And if you got to the end, you heard a really good analogy that I'm probably going to build on and talk about more, because some of these ideas are half-baked and I get to them on the show and I say some of them and I got to go home and write more because I would like to have the full-baked ideas on the show. And sometimes you got to do it a couple times. Then, I'm improving at the communication and the effectiveness of it, being more efficacious with my words and not mumbling as much, because I know that I do mumble a bit. But if I enunciate too much and hit my T's and plosives, you hear it in the microphone, and that's not great either. But yeah, performative men. A conclusion: performative men are whack. Us regular guys have known they are whack. It's good that you guys are realizing this, but also at the end of the day, like, dudes are gonna try to hit any way possible. So just kind of be aware of that, and that's fine, because, like, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but you should rather a guy be more open about it and just be able to talk to you, or just like, or just at least, like, you know what his end game is, instead of him trying to go around. I feel kind of bad being like, dudes are going to try to hit no matter what, because it's like, yo, that's not what it's all about. Some dudes do want. It sucks because I feel like I'm a gender traitor, not a race traitor, but a gender traitor, because it's like I'm talking shit about my boys. But everyone knows, bro. You know what I mean? Everyone knows. And it's not the only thing. Guys want to have relationships and talk to people and, like, be open, but it's easier for us to be physically open than it is for us to be emotionally open. as we all know. Oh, the Pigeons are back. But guys are trying to smash, dude. Straight up. And that's okay, honestly. If you can be okay with that, and that's a part of the dating, and it's good. You can also get to know them and like have a good time. But he's not trying to smash, unless it's me. I mean, if he says I'm not, like, believe him, because I have said that and actually meant it. But, and dude, if you're one of these guys watching red-pilled manosphere stuff, like, stop, dude. Call the hotline, 347-566-9741. Give me your questions. I'll give you an actual legitimate answer that doesn't revolve around women being dumb as shit. Or the problem. Or, like, women being evil. Sorry, two pigeons were just fucking next to me. Hypergamy, am I right? But for real, like, stop consuming this incel red-pilled manosphere shit. It's not helping you, bro. These dudes are taking advantage of you. They don't care about you. They don't like you. They're using you to make money, and they're keeping you low so that they can make more money off of you. They're not helping you, bro. Okay? They don't care. They're actually shitty men. It pisses me off to think about it more and talk about it because they're not helping at all. Call the hotline, 347-566-9741. I will actually help you, dude. Okay? Man to man. I'll be real. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Anyway So, Touching Grass. What is with the lisp? I have dyslexia, ADHD, and a lisp. Cool. I'm neurodivergent. Completely fucked. Thank you for watching and listening to Anyway So, Touching Grass edition number 2, Hyde Park. Share the episode. Share with your friends. Rate, review, call the number 347-566-9741. I'll solve your problems. I'll answer your questions. And a big crowd of people is walking through Hyde Park right now. This is the perfect time for me to end. I love you all. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you next week.